Pounders, we are back again doing what we do best, and that is put in any amount of money into best ball on Underdog. Who would have thought the baby wasn't going to work? I had no idea, but I had to try it, and I wanted to be on time for everybody. Turns out, just delay. Next time, delay. Note to self. Let's get a few likes on the live stream. Let's get back to where we were, and let's get straight into business. Draft guide, free for subscribers to YouTube, is live in our Discord. Absolute legends in the Discord right now, posting the bye weeks already, posting the week 17 leaks. You guys are on top of it. Absolutely loving the communication between everyone on the Discord. It's so great. So we can let's pull this up real quick. See what we got. So here's a little live look at the draft guide. And it's just value based here. And there's really no bad values in the first round. I mean, you're going to want 1% of each of these guys. Only thing is I have Tyreek Hill. I'm personally taking him above CMC. I just think there's so many good running back values late. And if you typically go CMC here at 3, you come back around and you're praying to get like Chris Olave or a wide receiver 2 on their team like Devonta Smith. But let's take a look at the schedules now, because this is what I'm interested in. Week 17 correlation. I guess Pounders are in the drafts already, and it's been absolutely wildfire what's happening. Like someone said, the Kelsey team reached for Boyd at 50. Like if you're not jumping in right now, I mean, I'm not going to do 30, 40, 50, but I'm going to see what's happening. I'm definitely going to see what's happening, see if we can get some correlation, or maybe we just get crazy values due to people reaching, and that's fine. That's how you win the regular season prize pool. So let's take some shots. I'm big into that. Just try to play every edge you can, because it's a 677,000 person tournament. You got to work every single angle. Jets, Browns. I mean, not awesome for the Browns pass catchers, and I wasn't it's not the best. Jets lockdown D, Nick Chubb season, maybe that game. Jets, don't mind it. Lions, Cowboys, this is fireworks. Stephanie's got to be literally going off the wall with the amount of Cowboys she's drafted. Baby didn't like it. Baby is on its own schedule. I don't like the Bills-Pats game. I mean, I guess Josh Allen destroyed us last year, so it doesn't really matter for Josh Allen. But for the Patriots, that's not a good matchup, and you want a game script where it's going to be high scoring, right? And Patriots really can't provide that. If they're going to be in the game, it's going to be through the run, but they might be forced to pass against the Bills. So we'll have to see. I don't love that, but I mean, we're drafting Bills all day long. Dolphins, Ravens. This could be fireworks. Dolphins, Ravens could be fireworks. I like this matchup a ton. Let's see who the Dolphins and Ravens have week 16. Dolphins have the Cowboys week 16 too. Oh, geez. Ravens have the 49ers, so definitely a tougher opponent there. And then week 15 for the Dolphins. Jets. Okay, so a little tougher there. Interconference. Then the Ravens are playing who? The Jags. Okay, so they get a cake matchup in the first week of the playoffs, and then they play San Fran, which that'll be definitely tougher for them. Let's get back to week 17. Falcons, Bears. Okay. Wow. That's, it's two teams that they're not sexy, right? But this game could blow up very easily. I like this game. At first look, like it's not the sexiest one, and I don't want to pick the sexiest one because that's going to be the one that gets charged up. We'll see what we can get for prices tonight. tonight might actually be the worst time to try to get some of these good matchups like Vikings, Packers, or Chiefs, Bengals, et cetera, et cetera. But it might be a good time if they fall to get this matchup at a discount. Maybe Drake London falls. And that's what I'm looking for tonight. I'm looking to play the opposite edge. Everyone's looking at the high prize, and I'm just trying to slide by with values in correlation. That's the name of the game. Put through as many well-balanced, well-correlated teams as possible. If you put one team through, you're lucky. But if you're really, lucky, but good too, like with balance, and you have, different exposures to different teams, that's the way to do it, in my opinion. Titans, Texans. Yeah, Derrick Henry season right here against the Texans. This could be a big game too. This could be two rookie QBs facing off. This could be two rookie QBs with Will Levis, week 17. Raiders, Colts. You have a lot of options, which is nice. You really do. Like, this should be a pretty good game for both running backs. Anthony Richardson could go off here. That's really nice. That's really nice as well. So, ones that we almost have more better matchups than ones that I'm not excited about so far. Panthers, Jags. Like, this is a cake matchup as well. What the heck? So I'm going to be curious about their strength of schedule from week 15, 16, and 17 with stressing week 17. And I think what I'm going to do is put the week 17 matchups on the draft guide. That might be for Patreon members. I have to decide that later. Rams, Giants. It's good for the Rams. It's good for Staffy. Good for Cooper Kupp. Giants. Maybe you have a script where Daniel Jones is running out of the pocket a lot here. Cardinals, Eagles. Damn. I think I looked at the Eagles and they have cake matchups like week 15, 16, and 17. Eagles have the Seahawks week 15. Eagles have the Giants week 16. Jesus. And the Eagles have the Cardinals week 17. It's time to bump up the Eagles. I've been drafting a lot of Rashad Penny as of late. I think we continue doing that. He's just the upside guy there. Injury risk galore, but he's the upside guy. Swift, I think, is fine as well at his ADP now. Goddard. You probably have to bump up Goddard a little bit. We can see where these guys are going as well. And this just might be a small difference maker, like the coin flip you needed to pick one or the other. Stroud season, Dell season. Dell's... if Mechie is playing this year, my bet's on Mechie in Houston. But, Dell's a playmaker. We'll see how they use him. He plays bigger than his size. He's a small dude. But if they put him in the slot, I like him on DK for a full point PPR. Saints, Bucks. Not really expecting a whole lot of scoring here. Just at first look, at least. 49ers, Commanders. I looked at this too. This one stuck out. The Commanders, the poor Commanders. They're like, all right, new ownership. Let's just give them the toughest schedule possible. They get the Rams week 15. This is enough for me to bump down Terry and to bump down Jahan Dotson. They get the Jets week 16. And they get the 49ers week 17. Let's just get some RIPs in the chat for your Terry stacks. If anyone's been drafting Sam Howell, it's not great. But is there leverage there where they will be less owned week 17 because you're not expecting them to have big games. There's always that potential too. Steelers, Seahawks. That's fine. That's fine. That could be a pretty good game. 405. We got Chargers, Broncos. I like this game. I think this is a sneaky good game, and the Chargers have a really good playoff schedule, I believe. So they have the Raiders week 15. I think the Chargers are a sneaky. They have the Bills week 16, which, I mean, you think it should be electric, right? And then week 17, they get the Broncos. I think it's a sneaky good playoff schedule. Oh, man, I know. What's everyone's shares on Derrick Henry playing the Texans? It's like, oh, damn. We'll check our Derrick Henry ownership, but now you have to start to mix him in with that Breece Hall. You have to start to mix him in with Pollard. I think Chubb's kind of broken away. I think Pollard's starting to break away a little bit from Henry in that tier as well. Pollard is a winner. And honestly, what do we have for – we're on week 17. Where are the Giants? They have the Rams, right? Who the Giants have week 16? They have the Eagles. I mean, it's not looking awesome for Saquon with those two matchups, to be honest. And they have the Saints. That's a relatively tough schedule, in my opinion. Is that enough to move Tony Pollard ahead of Saquon? Let me know in the chat. Tony Pollard has the Lions week 17. The Dolphins week 16. And the Seahawks week 15. I mean, Saquon or Tony Pollard, taking that into account. You got to, like, this could be a huge game for Tony Pollard here. So that really kind of, I'm leaning on the side of Tony Pollard there, to be honest, just based on their playoff schedules and especially week 17. Commanders, 49ers, obviously not good for Commanders. Chiefs, Bengals. I mean, it's obviously going to be the most heavily targeted game. I think this is where we're going to see the biggest ADP changes on the board. Drew showed a team today that he found a pod where he got Mahomes and Jamar Chase today. I don't expect that to really happen once people start to tune in. Maybe once the regulars come back, it'll happen every now and then. But with the tournament 6% full when the schedule came out, or 7% full, it's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher to get that Mahomes, Jamar Chase start. And that's for the remainder of the fill of the tournament. So if you do have teams like that, that is an advantage. And that was part of the advantage of drafting early. Don't count out Washington last year. Niners gave up 34 points to Stidham. Dude, Stidham was a stud at the end of the season. Welcome to the live stream, my man. I like the comment. And that's the thing. Like, if they were to fall for any reason, I still like Dotson. I still like Terry. But is it enough to maybe put one of those receivers in the range just one pick ahead of them? It could be. We're going to have to take a look at it in the draft room. I'm so excited to see what the draft room looks like. I'm so thrilled. Packers, Vikings. This is another fireworks game, in my opinion. There's no A-Rod, obviously, but this is just a classic matchup. So this one always brings big points. We'll see if Jordan Love can bring the magic there. All right, let's pull up the Underdog machine. Let's see what we got going. If you guys haven't already, drop a like on the live stream. Helps tremendously. If you're new to the stream, hit the subscribe button, bell for notifications so you get in these drafts when we go live. Free draft guide is out for the subscribers to the pound in the Discord down below. Let's do it. Where are we at? So let's do a best ball mania. Let's live a little bit. It's on this screen. That's why. Waiting on 9 people. Oh, all right. Come on in, guys. Make yourselves at home. Make yourselves at home. I guess it's going to be a Pounders draft. Try to sneak in there without you, and this is what I get. This is what I get. Derrick Henry to the moon. Straight to the moon. God damn. It's funny because there's so many things we think we know now that we can't really predict, right? Can't predict every game script. You don't know who's going to score the points in that specific game. Injuries, et cetera, et cetera. But we are drafting against these 11 other people who may or may not have that same edge that we have. And we'd like to exploit that. Who got snacks? Welcome to the live stream. I got Mahomes, Chase Higgins, and Mixon in the puppy 2 days ago. Let's effing go. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore. I think Higgins is going to move into the second round. Let's see if his ADP is coming down yet. It's coming down. 24.5. He's going to steamroll ahead of Smith. I still love this value of Tony Pollard at 23. Maybe these QBs start to make a push towards the back of the second. I would love that too, because right now they're pricey, right? They're priced at a point where they have to smash. They have to absolutely blow out of the water like they do every year, right? But the fourth QB4 overall, they have to blow them out of the water too, just because of the price point you're paying for these top 3 QBs. So Lamar Jackson, who used to go as 60 in the big board, and Justin Fields, who used to go a little later, 36 is still good for him because we're thinking about single game upside ceiling, right? And then you take into account week 17. But you're paying for their single game upside ceiling, and with the Russian QBs, pretty damn high. Pretty damn high. So I do like these 2 QBs for their price point. I think Lamar is still going to move up like throughout the course of the life of Best Ball Mania. It's going to take him months to fill. I think Lamar is only going to rise. I think he'll move ahead of DK pretty easily. I think he'll go ahead of Breece Hall. And he might settle in somewhere right around here in between Breece Hall and Josh Jacobs. Anything crazy yet? All right. Standard. Let's see who we got in the live stream. Crash Rich, Farachi, H.J. Wigglesworth, always in the draft, never commenting. 10-minute and Ep.7 in the 12 spot, right next to Daddy. All right. I don't mind 11 or 12. I think these are great spots to pick from. Like, even if I go Eckler here, I'm guaranteeing myself either Lamb, Garrett Wilson, or Amon-Ra, and I'm completely fine with that start. And now when I'm in the 12 spot, I'm typically double tapping Lamb and Garrett Wilson here. We'll see what Ep.7 wants to do. I think an interesting way to get different would be to smash maybe Amon-Ra and Jalen Waddle. How many teams are going to have Amon-Ra and Jalen Waddle? Not a lot. So I think that's a neat little way to get different there. All you have to, because they're in the same tier. Jalen Waddle kind of is a tier off. He's a tier off. So you see Taylor go at 16. And now these spots, like pick 8, one of my least favorite, pick 8, pick 9, because these secondary receivers are off the board. And you're pretty much between Diggs, A.J. Brown. Olave goes at 18. That's early. Going and get his wide receivers. Probably smart in a Pounders draft, though. People are going to get their guys. Who's New Orleans playing week 17 again? We got to pull this up. So New Orleans is they're playing the Bucks. I mean, that's pretty good. How many drafts to get a shield? 500 for the black and 1,000 for the red. C Slave, welcome to the live streams at the 5 spot. Can't wait to see what you do with that. Cooper Kupp and Josh Allen start. Yeah, after seeing the Chargers schedule, yeah, give me some Austin Eckler for sure. We got the Jets against who week 17? The Browns. Okay. Okay. So pick 35. Maybe that's where we tie in Amari Cooper. I have not been drafting a lot of Amari Cooper, but maybe that's the small thing we need to get that exposure to kind of justify it. And I was watching Pat Crane earlier today, and he talks about his winning lineup and how he had Tyquan Thornton on one lineup of all the lineups he did on the whole offseason. He drafted him once and was on the winner. And he did it just because of correlation. I think he fell after ADP too, but from what I remember, I thought you had to reach up to get Thornton last year. I didn't think he had an ADP for most of the year, especially in the 18 rounds. See Jacobs go to the CMC team. Stevenson off the board. Jamar, Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith. Love that start. Shoosh. Jesus. That's an absolute powerhouse start, especially because Philly's playoff schedule is so cake, and you have Cincinnati against KC. You can easily stack this game somehow with just a late KC receiver, Pacheco, if you want to get the running back there. And that's a different way to leverage those games too. If you don't have a piece of those games, maybe you just draft Joe Mixon. We'll see about Joe Mixon. I'm holding off personally on Joe Mixon because he's being drafted at a spot where, like, if we get the news that Joe Mixon's returning and he's not being suspended and all that, how many spots do you move him up? He doesn't move up that high, right? Like, what do you put him ahead of Dalvin Cook and Pierce? Like, that's fine. So he moves 3 spots in ADP, and you're assuming all that risk right now? No, I'll wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm not moving my head of J.K. Dobbins, that's for sure. No chance. But his ADP will climb because of that KC game, and that's okay. I'm just going to let people take him, and I'll draft him later in the season when I know he's not a dead player. All right, Debo's off the board. Let's queue up. All right, Cooper. Who do the Jags have? Panthers. Let's go Coop here. We'll get that week 17 correlation off the bat. Maybe we bring in a Deshaun Watson here at the end. Not right now. Closer to ADP. Man, I like Najee here. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm going Najee because of the tier break. And I also like Najee's week 17 matchup. Pittsburgh is playing. Or was it? Pretty soon I'm going to have to write these on the back of my hand. I think Pittsburgh has a bye week, week 17. Lamar Jackson, Bijan, Saquon Star. I was going to say, when is the receiver coming? He goes Drake London as his first receiver off the board. See Mark Andrews, Justin Fields here with Diggs and Taylor. Balanced start. Definitely a balanced start. Gonna have to piss yellow a little bit, but we'll see how this team comes out by 10 minute. Doc here is pissing yellow in the 10 spot. I still like this start the best. Chase, Hurts, Devonta Smith. Would be cool if he randomly just reached and this was AJ Brown. That's the only way to get those three. I've seen some people do that. Someone in the pound is doing that right now, and they're on attempt like 12 and it hasn't worked yet. Just going AJ Brown at the 1 or the 2 spot and trying to get these guys to fall. I think it's interesting, but it's probably not worth the amount of attempts you have to do it. CD and St. Brown will be the new chalk 1-2. Yeah, for the game stack. This is a good point. He can move higher, I think. He moves by Gibbs with good legal news. Really? I don't know. Does everyone remember Joe Mixon last season? If you get rid of that one big game where he had, 4 of these 7 touchdowns, it wasn't a good year for Joe Mixon. It wasn't a good year, especially for second round, right? Was he like on that second round fringe? Pick 11, 12, 13, something like that. He had one game that. Who's in this draft? We have Crash, Faraci, HJ, 10 minute, and ER7. And also Colton in the 5 spot. Cooper Kupp, Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Mike Williams, and Miles Sanders. Keenan Allen, D-Hop. Steelers have the Seahawks week 17. Talk about juicy juice. I have a tier break after Brandon Ayuk. I also like Dobbins, but we have 2 RBs, so not doing that. Let's go Ayuk here. San Fran also has Washington, which is a pretty juicy week 17 matchup, in my opinion. So Ayuk is definitely a clear tier break after that for me. Dak goes at 61. 27 picks. 27 picks. Blazing hot fire flames of a take. Holy smokes. Bears. Let's go Goddard. Let's go Philly. I think we have to move up Goddard a little bit in our rankings. Philly has the Cardinals, week 17. An easy team to get some correlation late, maybe with a James Conner. I don't know if Marquise Brown will fall to us at 83. Most likely not, but we'll see. People are reaching all over the board right now, so these ADPs are a little jumbled. Kyle Pitts goes at 65, and Atlanta is playing the Bears. So we're definitely going to be doing puppies from now on until we get this like secondhand nature. I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. ER7 just pissed away his draft 10 minute in the live stream. No remorse. No remorse at all. Not with Stephanie in the draft. I don't think Stephanie's in the draft. Super Shorty, she's not here. You've been fine, I think. Oh my God. Drew with the news that the Bulldog just dropped. One sec. The Dalmatian and the Bulldog, the 500 with 400 entrants, 2% full already, 7% rake, 30K for first. I wouldn't mind taking a shot at that. And the Dalmatian's 4.4% full, 8.3% rake. And this is how many entrants? 1,000 with 20K to first. We'll probably do 2 of those. If I like my first lineup, though, I wouldn't do a second one. I don't think that's the best to like really do like 10 of those. You're in it for a G. But yeah, I want to be more comfortable with the correlations week 17 before I jump into those. And those are going to be smaller week 17, so it's not as important. It's almost like you're drafting for value at that point, and maybe you get that single stack and one bring back, but you're not looking to over correlate those games. Hey, Paulie, how we doing? Welcome to the live stream. Dalmatian is a 1 entry limit. Love to hear that. I love to hear that. Burks goes at 75. Anything crazy going on? So Brown goes at 66. That's a little early, but it's not too far-fetched. We have Colton bringing in Isaiah Pacheco here. Still only has 2 receivers. I think, yeah, this had to be a receiver. Deontay Johnson, this is literally in the draft guide. I don't like him if he's your wide receiver 4+ on the team, but if he's going to be your wide receiver 3, I think it's okay. He had 0 touchdowns last year. I don't expect that to happen again. He's a target hog, but he's more of a floor type receiver. And now you have A-Rob, who's most likely dust, and then Darnell Washington. They just might take some more red zone targets, and honestly, that could hurt Pat Freiermuth as well. Gabe Davis. Oh, yeah. Farachi. Couldn't get any Cincy guys, but did Mixon? Mixon went at 71, so he did pass up on Mixon here. So this is probably where I'm picking Mixon. If he falls to me with the KC Cincy correlation for week 17, that's what I would have done. But Darren Waller's falling a little bit. Rashad White. Doc is up. Yes. Okay. I'm going to risk it. I like Brandon Cooks here for the correlation. Cleveland. Deshaun Watson went at 72. Pittsburgh. San Fran. Yeah. We're going Cooks here. And then Dallas is playing. Dallas has really nice matchups. They're playing the Lions. Connor's off the board. I like Connor here. Rashad White. We could Jahan Dotson for the correlation with Ayuk. Let's do it. Baltimore, Zay Flowers against Miami. So pretty easy to select him here and Tua like back to back as well. If you start with the Miami players, I think that's super interesting there. That could become chalky at some point. Tyreek Hill sometimes goes around. He can go 5, 6 pretty often. So now we have to just start this. What do we want to do with our QB situation? And options are starting to get thin. We could have just went a naked Anthony Richardson, which is always going to be a thing. Go Rodgers. You can draft all 3 QBs on San Fran. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Go Rodgers. Sam Howells. Imagine. That's the stack you needed. You needed Sam Howell against San Fran. When will Underdog add the bye weeks to the app? I had to write them all down. Yeah, this is a good point. So in our Discord, we had who put it up? I want to credit them. It was Vinny put all the bye weeks in the Discord. So go ahead, go down to the description and make sure you join the Discord. There's a lot of good chat going on. Everyone's helping each other. And we have a spot for you to drop your drafts when you're done to be graded by the Pounders. Flowers goes here. Lamar and Herbert might be going for total points with this squad. That's what it looks like. Cook goes at 80. Jesus. Cook at 80, huh? But he only has 2 receivers. He's dead. Lineup's dead. Oh, man. So we got one person paying the rake. HJ, appreciate you this time. Maybe next time it'll be me. We got Ray just triple tapping QB. Kyler at 97 over Anthony Richardson. So 35 picks ahead of ADP. Where did he pick Watson? He picked Watson. It wasn't that crazy. Like 9. Tua goes at 100 to the Tyreek Hill team. Beautiful. You have to love that. Nice job. Elijah Moore's off the board. Wow. So are we thinking Mixon and Cook are going to be post-June first releases like Zeke, or who knows? I don't think that Cincinnati gets better by cutting Mixon, right? You cut Mixon, and what do? You just go forth with a second-year guy and a rookie, and you're trying to win a Super Bowl. So I think they have to keep him if they can, if no suspension comes, and we know that is the legal process is so slow. So Vapor, hit the like, people. He's telling you. And if we reach 50 likes on this stream, one random commenter will be selected for a Roger Goodell Clown Nose Barstool Towel. Videos hit 50 likes. You have to be a subscriber. Just leave a comment after the video is posted. That's it. That is it. Let's see if Rodgers gets sniped. He shouldn't, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. If he did get sniped, we'd probably have to. It would be ugly. Our team would be. We'd probably have to go for like a Purdy. All right, so we're gonna get Rodgers here, basically at ADP. Get Rodgers at ADP. Charbonnet goes here at 106. Bateman, Mooney a little early there, 18 picks. It's bad that I already know the ADPs, but they're going to be constantly changing. This Richardson ADP is nutty. Pairs with Patty Mahomes. That could be absolutely fire for season-long points as well. A.J. Dillon off the board. I think this is a sharp pick. He's already got 4 solid running backs. Lazard. Oh, you did it to me, man. He did it. Lazard's gone. There goes our double. We can go Gino. I'm completely fine with just going a naked Gino. The more I think about it, this team's going to have so many weapons. JSN, Lockett, Metcalf, Charbonnet, Walker, Fant. You might see him spread the ball enough that he can hit a massive week without elevating a single receiver, right? Like two of those guys can score 16, 17 points, right? And another guy can score 10, 12, whatever it may be. Gino could have a 35-point week, and your receivers on your team could score more than the Seattle receivers. I think that's entirely possible. Where the offense might be less condensed this year, it's the offenses that are super condensed, like Cincy. You can sort of tell where the main targets are going to go 99% of the time. This is like the open of BBM. Yeah, there are literally no rules right now. There are no rules. I like this start, though. I like the start. I can always make it work at running back. Can always make it work at running back. Tyler Boyd off the board. Yeah, he's got KC, right? Yeah, he's got the KC correlation. Is that a Kelsey start? Yeah, Kelsey Mahomes. Love that. Absolutely love that. Pierce and Montgomery, so definitely a little weak at running back, but couldn't pass up on the juicy Richardson. I wouldn't either. He's not a common faller. His price is getting up there, though. It is getting up there. He's going around 84 now. This Lawrence ADP, holy shnikes, pairs it with Justin Fields too. Love that. Lawrence is another guy where the offense won't be as condensed this year. I think you don't want to do it often, but I think you can take a naked Lawrence. Ridley, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Kirk, ETN can even get in there in a rushing or receiving touchdown if they pass the guy the damn ball. Dude, Ray has 4 QBs right now. So that's going to help us. Does everyone have a QB? J Long doesn't have a QB yet. So really, it's going to hurt J Long the most. This value on Trevor Lawrence, though, so jealous. So jealous. Diggs, JSN, Tyler Lockett, Darnell Mooney, Zay Jones. Can definitely needs more, but on the right track. Yeet Man Wolf 143. Welcome to the live stream. Was a good draft strategy for a 10-man PPR league, shallow league. Man, I'm not even in that mindset right now for redraft. Good strategy is probably getting it's weird, but getting that elite running back. This is my strategy. I like to get that first elite running back and then build around them. But it's early. It's early. I don't even know redraft ADPs because they're nothing really close to underdogs. It's all going to depend on what pick you get to. But I like elite tight end, and I like building around a hero running back build, and then sort of stacking my bench with high upside players. Like we had Kenneth Walker on every team last year, and that was huge for us in winning one of our championships. My Yahoo, my Yahoo win rate is disgusting. Flexing right now. It's like 31% first place rate and like 48% finish top 3. But my win rate, like head to head, is only like 56%. It's because I plan for the playoffs. I make trades for the playoffs. And I kind of know how to make it through the bye week. So my teams will start slow because I have high upside players that take a minute to catch on. And then we smash through the bye weeks and pick it up towards the end of the season. It's very interesting to look at those stats. Antonio Gibson here. We're good here with this double hero, well, double anchor running back build. Like, I'm fine with probably 5 running backs on this build, especially bringing in Antonio Gibson here. Try to get some upside guys on the back end. Where did Rashee Rice go? Where did Rice go? Rice went at 124. I like that for him, to be honest. Dude, the redraft question, though, just threw me for a loop. Correlation-wise, can't do a whole lot, but we can get Michael Gallup to pair in with Brandon Cooks. I like Kendre here. Jerick McKinnon's getting expensive, and I don't need a running back right now. I think we go Gallup. We get the double here. Maybe Brandon Cooks, or maybe Gallup has a really good week 15, 16, and Brandon Cooks has a bad week 15, 16. You're able to elevate the other player into week 17. That's why I sort of do those mini stacks. I've been picking up 2 wide receivers and picking up middle round running backs like Hall and Gibbs recently. Oh, wow. Gibbs is in the middle rounds like that. Yeah, I like Gibbs in full point PPR 100%. We'll get into redraft soon. If you stick around, we'll definitely dive into redraft. We have a channel in our Discord for redraft, and it's completely bare right now because we've been doing so many drafts. This is over 350 drafts so far since the Super Bowl on Underdog. Not proud of it. Yes, I am. Anything else crazy? Got Goff, Carr going to J Long. Wow. Gets Goff at 127, huh? I mean, there's a significant tier fall off after Goff here. And for him to have his first QB there, and he pairs it with Gibbs too, can get a late Sam Laporta. I think if he didn't get Jared Goff here, because you still have to go 3 QBs no matter what, I think the upside on this team significantly falls off. But he did. So good for him. Alec Pierce, Crash Rich, selecting all the my guys. I love these 2 RBs paired together. We'll see Stevenson against Buffalo week 17. So I don't know of a place that you can do best ball for free. If someone does, link it down in the comments. I wonder if there's one of those fancy football lineup builders. I wonder if they're doing best ball yet with rankings, but I don't think there's anywhere just yet. You can come in here and do a $3 draft with people, and they do fill extremely quick. So here's a $5 draft. There's a few going on, $10 drafts. And if you sign up with our code, I think it's Fancy Dog Pound, you get 100% match up to $100. So if you put in 100, you instantly get $200. It's really nice. And once you start drafting, it's over. You'll love it. You'll love it. So I told my buddies, I'm like, don't put in the money until you're ready to put in 100, because if you put in 25 and you get 50, you spend that 50 so fast and you're like, oh, wow, I really like this because it's fun. And if you're good at drafting, it can be profitable for you. Yeah. He hit the deposit real quick after he went to zeros. All right. Johnson. Do we have to knock Johnson down a little bit? I feel like Johnson has to get knocked down just a tad here. Bring in Foster Moreau. I think they gave him like a 3-year deal. Also have Kendre being added. You have Jamal Williams, the 1-yard king. and Kamara potentially back for the fantasy football playoffs. And you're selecting these tight ends for their touchdown upside. I actually don't mind this 3 pairing, though. I think that's nice. I like these running backs as well. Big Elijah Mitchell guy. He is so much upside. And he still has a role in the offense as a handcuff. Like, he's still a change of pace back that can get in the end zone twice. All right, there's a few ways we can chop this lizard. We're going to go Chase Brown first. Discord's blowing up right now. If you guys aren't already in that, links in the description. He's my third because of touchdown upside. Yeah, it's nice. Taysom Hill's like the ultimate vulture. The ultimate vulture. Is he a tight end? Is he a QB? No, he's definitely not a QB. All right. Rashid Shaheed. We could go Donovan Peoples-Jones for the correlation, though. I'm just worried that Cedric Tillman earns more of a role towards the end of the season, and that would directly affect Cedric Tillman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I could stop here, to be honest. I feel pretty strong at wide receiver. Tight ends, we only have to go 2. We'll see who my tight end 2 is. If I got Greg Dulcich, I'm pretty confident I could stop at 2. I might still have to go to 3. We'll see. We're strong at running back with these 2. We'll fill it in, and we definitely need to look out for another QB. We'll see if Lance falls any in this draft. He's been falling like crazy for me lately. I got him like 196 the other day. Ooh. Yeah. Yep. Honestly, I watched Mason on Fantasy Flock for like 3 months, 2 months before I dove in my first season 3 years ago. And I did around like 111, 112 drafts, and we were profitable our first year. I did mostly cash games. And then the second year, I turned it on for like 500 drafts. And this year, it's going to be disgusting. It's going to be over 1,000. But I definitely learned from watching and incorporating my own takes from what I learned watching him, taking his strategies and just kind of seeing what I would do differently. And you just take tidbits from, different places, different information that you like, and you turn it into your own thesis, right? You're not going to agree with one person 100% what they say on their takes, and that's completely okay. I know I don't. we could go. We really could go Sam Howell here. We have Antonio Gibson. We do have Jahan Dotson. We have the San Fran bring back, and it's recorded on the live stream. So when we win with Sam Howell dropping 40 points, I don't know if he has a 40-point game in his whole entire future. Best ball is ridiculous because you don't have to do any in-season management, so you can just draft as many teams as you want. There's no trades, there's no waiver wires, which, yes, that stuff is fun, but you can't do 30 leagues like that. At least I can't, because my head will explode. So you can just draft, you're done. Draft, you're done. You have your exposures where it keeps track of what % of each player you own. So it's kind of like stocks in a way, and this is like your portfolio. And you're getting in on these stocks at different prices throughout the whole offseason. That's the way I like to think about it. Very money-minded, money-forward. At the end of the day, fantasy football is still gambling, but there's definitely edges to be had. And last year in cash games, we did post over a 40% ROI. And that was with Tim Patrick on 1/6 of my teams. That ACL news, oh man. The only word I could say was no for like 10 minutes. I had 24% Tim Patrick when that ACL news dropped. Max Payne. D Slave with the hot take says, I think Dolchich might have a big year with the new coach. Think of tight ends, and yeah, 100%. It's not that hot of a take. I agree with you. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Let's see. Let's see if it happens. Reed, I honestly would rather take a shot on Reed than Romeo Dobbs. I wasn't super impressed with his season last year. Okay. I want to do a Mare Jimmy tap right there, but now that Mare's gone, I have no way to stack Jimmy. It's kind of ugly. Let's go McCole Hardman. We'll be done at wide receiver. We have 3 picks left. One has to be a tight end, one has to be a running back, and one has to be a QB. Damn. But I do like the double here with McCole. I didn't need to go wide receiver here. I very easily could have stopped at 7, and I could have grabbed whatever. Could have made it work. Jeff Wilson. We have the one rookie. I think it's fine to bring in Jeff Wilson here. Renfro is available. Renfro? So here's the difference between Renfro and McCole Hardman here, right? When you have Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Cooks, Jahan Dotson, Michael Gallup, they're all upside guys, but I don't see a world in which Hunter Renfro spikes into this lineup being, that slot receiver type, 5 to 7 catches for 54 yards, right? I don't see him making a big impact. Where McCole Hardman, he's shown splashes of making big plays. And that's sort of what I tend to go towards at the end of these drafts. But yes, that is true. There was correlation left, just not correlation I was interested in. Dude, Sam Howell's just staring me in the face. It's gross. We're going to do it, though. They have such a bad playoff schedule. TV Bucks, Drew, what's going on, my man? Welcome to the live stream. You missed 4 minutes of comedy when I tried bringing the baby on the live stream, and it went like a baby being on a live stream. Who'd have thought? But if you guys are new on the stream, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you can jump in these live drafts with us. 13 picks away. We have 5-pounders in this draft. We have 6-pounders. Counting me, we have 7. Scooping all the values. Hunter Renfro goes. Rondell Moore. I think I'm coming around to Rondell Moore. The more he falls. At 188, give me some Rondell Moore for sure. Like, he's relatively young. We'll see if he can stay healthy. And if DeAndre Hopkins stays, does that hurt him? Sure, but look where you're drafting him. DeAndre Hopkins isn't really a great example of a healthy receiver. Conklin goes. He's going to be someone that we were interested in. Conklin's ADP is rising so fast. 200. We just go Logan Thomas and really lean into the Washington San Fran game here. Like a true sicko. Little man was definitely not having it. No, I'm happy with this team so far. I think we're able to lean on Goddard this year. This team should be throwing the ball more. Roger Smith. They also didn't add anyone in the offense, which is good for Goddard. I'm still surprised. Like, before BBM, before the puppy dropped, when we were doing the big board right after basically the Super Bowl, like sickos, like absolute freaks, everyone thought Atlanta was going to get a QB. They didn't know who it was going to be. Lamar. That's what everyone was thinking. And they're like, yeah, that's why we're so high on London. And now London's ADP didn't get worse. It's more expensive now. And Desmond Ritter goes at pick 200. He has two of his weapons go within the first 66 picks. So that really throws me for a loop. Is there still some uncertainty at QB in Atlanta? Yes. And could that be the reasoning? Sure. I mean, you also have Bijan going at pick 6 overall. That's 3 players within the top 66. We're done at running back. We're doing it. We're doing it for the correlation. Sam Howell might not even be the starter week 17. And we need a tight end. Shoemaker goes. I'm fine here with Hunter Henry for touchdown upside. We could also go Ferguson, but I'm not as big of a fan of triple stacking if I don't have the QB, because then you're just sort of wasting a roster spot week 17. Because how do all 3 of them have a good game? Well, Dak. And we don't have Dak. So it doesn't make sense to bring in Fergie here, even if you really like him. Just something to think about. Dude, I was thinking about it. Honestly, it made sense too. I probably should have. Am I maxing out the DK action? $3 per entry, 20 max entries. Oh, I'll definitely jump into that. No doubt. No doubt. I'm probably going to max the 150, the $10 entry, the Millie Maker, because first off, the competition's so much lighter. People don't know how to draft with the bonuses. They don't know how to draft full point PPR. And on top of that, you get 10% rake back, which is huge. It's $150. So it's pretty nice. I think their rake's high to start though, so they can do that. It's kind of like a store puts something on sale, but they hiked the price before they put it on sale. So it's a little iffy there. DK definitely has higher rake. Look at these tight ends. J-Long going 4 tight ends. Okay, he doesn't have any in the first 14 rounds. Probably needed 4 tight ends. We could take a quick look at everyone's roster after this. Now that I think about it, we probably should have went Fant there just to grab a little piece of Geno. But admit your own mistakes sometimes. Deuce Vaughn at 211. Fun pick. Let's put it that way. Fun pick. I'm surprised Zach Evans is still there, to be honest. Think about Cam Akers last year. This team's dead. 4-5-5-3. Dead. Rake. So we'll take a peek at these teams and see who's doing what real quick. What's the rake on the DK? $10. Couldn't find it. Yeah, it's because they're sneaky and they don't tell you. It's high. It's high. I want to say it's in the 15 to 18% range. Let's pull up that draft. And let's just quickly go. This team's dead, right? 4 QBs, 5 running backs. I mean, Kamara builds. If you're going to go Kamara, I think you have to have 3 running backs ahead of him, at least in my opinion. Tight ends, wide receivers, not enough receivers. Obviously, you need to start 3 every week. And that's without the bye weeks. Team solid. 2-5-9-2. It's definitely a standard build. Crash Rich, Tua, Kenny Pickett, Tony Pollard, Stevenson, Javonte Williams, Brian Robinson, Rashawn Johnson. I like the running backs. I like the QBs. These work. I think Pickett could be a pretty good value this year. They got him help in free agency. They got him help in the NFL draft. Darnell Washington should be a monster of a red zone target. Kenny Pickett had an extremely low touchdown rate last year, but I think that can go up. I'll probably draft one Bulldog. I probably will. I'm not going to do the $1,000 draft, but I'll definitely draft the Bulldog. I want to draft it right now where like we don't have all the information and some people didn't get lucky based off injuries in the off season. I'll probably just wait for the Bulldog where luck isn't as much of a factor of me losing. We did a big dog 250 last year. We did one and we did move on. Tyreek Hill, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Evans, George Pickens, Rashee Rice, Alec Pierce, Hunter Renfrow, Chase Claypool. I think it works. I'm not as sold on Chase Claypool, but he goes so late that it's really not a bad pick. He went into the offense mid-season. They also add DJ Moore, though. So we'll see on Claypool. I should definitely sprinkle in 2-3% because I don't think I have any right now. Kittle, Knox, and Otten. I think that's fine. Knox is continuing to fall. I think it's a little wrong. He still should have a role in the red zone. Colton goes Josh Allen, Staffy. He gets Jimmy G like 39 picks after. That's a value. Breece Hall, Sanders, Isaiah Pacheco, Elijah Mitchell. So this is heavily going to depend on if Breece Hall can stay healthy. Cooper Kupp, Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, Curtis Samuel, Rondell Moore, and Tyquan Thornton. And I kind of see this mistake a lot. And either Jimmy here had to be a running back because he only had 4, or one of these receivers had to be a running back. Look at the value you got on Rondell Moore, and you already had 7. Just where your draft capital is, where you spent on them. I'm a big Tyquan Thornton guy. Trust me. I like the 3 tight ends. I think this is perfect. I really do think that's perfect. But either this pick, I know the value's juicy. He's not correlated in any way. And in week 17, a 1-week contest where all the money is, how does Jimmy G help you get there? Or how does he help you win week 17? And it's, you have to have at least one of the pass catchers. I think it's a more condensed offense between Devontae Adams and what we expect to be. Well, yeah, Devontae Adams should have a large 20, 27, 28% target share. And you have Josh Allen. You spent so much on Josh Allen in the second round that you do that for the reason of only having to draft 2, so you have that extra roster spot on the back end of the draft. And I think that would have shored up this team because I like the team a lot. And I'm fine with these 8 receivers. I like this group a ton. It's just, I think the Jimmy G pick got you. Farachi 2682. This was insane value. Anthony Richardson going after ADP, 18 picks. I like the running back crew. Algier has really good upside as a handcuff. We'll see if he gets like a change of pace role behind Bijan. And it would be maybe, if he's lucky, like 1 every 3 downs. Metcalf, D-Hop, Keenan Allen, Gabe, Tyler Boyd, MVS, Josh Downs, and Tim Patrick. I'm fine with this crew. Kelsey and Jelani Woods, I think that's perfect. Cincinnati. So you have the KC Cincinnati for week 17 correlation. Isha Williams-Ware 2583. Someday we'll review his lineups when he makes a YouTube account. 10-minute 2682. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence at 81. Honestly, might have been pick of the draft. Trevor Lawrence at 81. Oh, man, that's gross. JT, Rashad White, Jerick McKinnon, Donta Foreman, Tank Bigsby, who's going too late. So I like this reach up. I think this is sharp. Kareem Hunt, I think, might be dust at this point. But I like the group. I think it works. It's a hero running back build. and White could be really good. And you got him 11 picks after. I like that team a lot. Diggs, JSN, Tyler Lockett, Darnell Mooney, Zay Jones, Jonathan Mingo, Khalil Shakur, and Nathaniel Dell. Bringing in 3 rookies, I think you have to have 8 receivers. So I think that's smart. The Darnell Mooney reach up for the Justin Fields correlation. I like it. Mark Andrews and Michael Mayer. I think that pairing's perfect. You sniped me on Mayer. Good job. An ER7 in the 12 spot. Dak, 28 picks before. He got a little nervous there. Bryce Young might be a little thin at QB. Chiggy, Taysom Hill, Hayden Hurst, and Luke Schoonmaker. It works. It works. I don't love the 4 tight end builds and 18-round drafts, but it works. Let's see. Travis Etienne, Swift, Connor, AJ Dillon, Chuba Hubbard. It's good. Dan, you had a tough. You were drafted next to me, so I might have been scooping the values ahead of you. Lamb, Amon-Ra, I love this start. Calvin Ridley, Quinn Johnson, Alan Lazard, Sky Moore, Jalen Tolbert. So I don't think you're overly strong in one place, which would technically mean you're balanced, right? But I don't think you got any killer values. And I think this is the pick that really kind of started you off a little behind, reaching up 28 picks, because this should have been maybe a skill position player at 61. And if that is a receiver, maybe you only have to go 7. If it is a tight end, maybe you only have to go 2. If that's Kyle Pitts at 67. Let's see. Nope, he wasn't there. Does that make sense? But it's a thought. Guys, I want to thank everyone for coming out. If you enjoyed the stream, drop a like on the way out. If you're not already a member, subscribe to the channel. Comes with our free draft guide. Our Discord is where all the sickos are hanging out, posting their draft grades in the comments there. So it's a fun crowd. And I appreciate everyone coming out again. Have a good night, guys. Pounders.